Ah.
Okay, it's being recorded. So just to fill you in on some things, last week we had a dog in our program named Dizzy. I don't know if you have seen her in our posts or anything, but she's a shepherd and she is very sweet, very laid back for the most part, but does have some storm anxiety and things and just some issues, I guess. But a previous adopter that adopted from us 7 years ago, they had 2 dogs and then they adopted one from us. So they had 3, but those 2 dogs that they did not adopt from us ended up passing away over the last couple months. And they just had the dog that they adopted from us. And they really wanted to get a sister for him. So they wanted to adopt Dizzy. And they're in Virginia, 6.5 hours away. And
oh my gosh.
Normally,
yes, I remember you telling me this story. So yeah, awesome.
So normally I try not to go, that far, but I knew these people, the previous adopters,
Right.
I knew that she would probably really like it there. So,
Virginia, Dizzy.
That's the only part I told you, right? Like I didn't tell you the rest of what happened.
No, you told me you were gonna do it. I'm like, okay, that's a crazy trip, but go for it.
Okay. So the foster dropped her off to me Wednesday evening so that I could leave Thursday morning.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Big in on Wednesday and and some puppies and stuff. This whole thing happened. And Mr. Big, who's listed as Thor right now, but we're going to change his name to Mr. Big. He's huge. He's like 120 pounds and he's going to gain another probably 10, 15 pounds. But he's a big guy and I had to take him to Hermitage, which is like 50 minutes away from here to meet his foster. Okay. So I put Dizzy in my bedroom and I left Max and Jack like in the living room. I just didn't know how they would do because they didn't really know each other. I didn't want to come back and find something bad happen, right? So I come back and I let Max out. I was gone for maybe 2 hours. And I came back, let Max out, and then I went to my bedroom to let Dizzy out, and she was not in there.
What?
I looked under the bed. I looked behind the bed. I looked in the closet. I looked everywhere. And she was nowhere to be found. So I look over to my right at the window where the air conditioning unit is because I have window units since my central air went out and I had to have window units. There's the accordion pieces that are on either side of the air conditioning unit, right? To hold it into the window.
Yeah.
Well, the left side was gone. She had jumped out the window. And it's a 2-story drop. Like if you remember, like when you look up my driveway and
I do remember.
She dropped. And then, so I still didn't see her. I was thinking, okay, she must have broken her leg or something, and looking around, no sign. So I got a big flashlight and went in my car and just had a feeling because most dogs for some reason go towards Bear Creek, like highway, which is, very scary, but I went that way and I started driving and I am almost about to pass Cracker Barrel on my right and I see her on the left going towards my house kind of.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my gosh. So I do a Yui and I'm like, beeping. I'm like trying not to keep her, out of the road basically. And of course she crosses. So I make sure I don't hit her. And then she's on the other side of the street now. And I'm trying to call her, but then I all of a sudden see a car coming from the opposite direction and I'm beeping. I have my hazards on. I'm flashing my brights and the guy hits her.
No.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding. I'm screaming and I've got the foster on the phone because I called her because I was like, hey, I'm like, I don't know she jumped out of the window. Like, now I can't find her. And then I was like, oh, okay, I found her. And then, all this. And I'm like, a car's coming. And then I'm screaming because, the car hit her. So I run out of my car, leave my car in the middle of the road and go over to her. And I'm thinking she's got to be dead, but she's not, miraculously. And she's kind of laying there, her head's up, like she's not laying like incapacitated or anything. So there's a lady that actually volunteers for a rescue in Georgia, just happened to be walking her certified therapy dog. So she helps me get something from my car to put under Dizzy, and then goes and gets my car, drives it over to me so that we can get her in the car. And I drive to Blue Pearl and take her there. Was there till probably like close to 1 a.m. I don't even know. And they did a sonogram and they vitals and all that stuff. They didn't do x-rays because they said they quoted me to begin with. It was 800 to 1,000. And that was just for sonogram, the vitals, like keeping her stable, giving her fluids, like everything. And then they came back and said, okay, miraculously, like she's doing okay. Like we don't think that she's going to, crash or anything. Like, her vitals are good, but we just don't know, like overnight, right? With this could be shock, adrenaline, all the things.
Right.
And she was definitely like really having a trouble with her back end, but she got out of my car on her own. Like they brought out a gurney and everything, and she walked in on her own.
Wow.
With like, just kind of limping on her back legs. So they came back to me and said it was going to be $4,000 to $6,000 to do all the x-rays that they wanted, and to keep her in the hospital like another day or whatever to do all the stuff. And I was like, we don't have that money, unfortunately. So could I have done like an emergency fundraiser? Maybe, but ultimately it was 1 a.m. and they want payment then and there. Like they don't let you pay later. So I just said, look, if she's going to be okay for the night, like keep her here just so if she crashes, then, she's not at my house. And then what am I going to do? So kept her overnight. The foster offered to go and get her at 6 a.m. and get her over to our vet at Cascade so that we could have a more reasonable vet bill for all the x-rays that needed to happen. So that's what happened. We got her over there. They did x-rays. And it was a fraction. I mean, literally, it was probably $140.
Wow.
Compared to 6,000. And I mean, I don't get it. But anyway.
I mean, that in and of itself is like a conversation to be had. I mean, the it's highway crazy. Robbery.
It is. And I know that it's emergency and I know that they're expensive, but that is crazy. So they said that there are no fractures. That is the craziest thing about this, that there were no fractures. She has some separation in her hips, in her pelvis, which basically is like things shifting and stuff. But she needs crate rest, like no activity basically for 2 weeks. Okay. But I'm like sitting there in complete awe. Like, wait a second.
That's a miracle.
This 2-story window and got hit by a car, and not only is she alive, but she hasn't broken anything. Like it was insane. So I got her back here and I ended up talking to the adopter, and they said, bring her on, still bring her. Like, we'll just have her crate rest here. Like there's no point in having her crate rest at my place, because she would have had to be like in my bathroom which in my bathroom smaller than theirs. They have like a very large master bathroom, walk-in shower, like all that. So they had a spot. And so I drove, and I asked the vet, like, can I take her to Virginia? They said, yeah, as long as it's an adopter that and she's going to be in your car. Like she's not going in like a crate on transport, like to go somewhere she doesn't know, that you don't know, whatever. So I said, actually, it is an adopter that I know, and it is in my car. So there you go. So I took her, and she's been okay. She actually did have some difficulty, and she's still in a lot of pain, but she's on pain meds, and they've got a follow-up vet visit and stuff. So hopefully it's going to be okay. but
Oh my
that
gosh,
was just
what a
the-
story.
yeah. So I drove on Thursday afternoon until late that evening, and then slept there, did introductions and did all that, kind of showed them how to do everything because she had to be picked up to go outside, and all the medicines and just all the things.
Yes.
Set up like a nice spot for her in their bathroom, and the mom, the lady of the adopter, Faith, her name is Faith, can you believe that? And she put a little twin air mattress in the bathroom so she could sleep with Dizzy overnight.
Oh,
And she slept with her the last few nights, like the first few nights. I don't know if she still is, but she did that, for, the Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So, yeah. So
that's
that
the
was,
introduction. Oh
that
my
was a
gosh.
pretty crazy couple days there.
Yeah. I'm blown away that that's your world, right? I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, that's frightening that it actually went down that way. I guess child safety in like bedrooms, thinking how did she squeeze out of like a little, vent thing?
Yeah. I mean, it was
Goodness.
probably like, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 inches wide.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, I was panicked for sure. And then, driving around like crazy. And then I was screaming at the guy who hit her. So I was
Oh,
like, why did you listen to me? I was
oh,
telling you to slow down. And I felt really bad after, because the guy actually was sitting there in his car and I'm just screaming at him. I don't even know if he could hear me, but I was just so worked up, the whole
yeah.
thing that happened.
Your adrenaline was hot.
Exactly. And then he got out of the car and he's crying like, I killed your dog. I hurt your dog. And I'm like, it's
Oh,
okay. She's okay. I'm like, it's all right.
now he's
And
got issues.
so, yeah. So I was like, it's all right. I'm so sorry for yelling at you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that was interesting to say the least. But yeah,
wow.
I mean, that was probably the biggest thing, but it's just been a bunch of roller coaster stuff.